I've personally fulfilled for hundreds of clients with my AI agency, making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the exact step-by-step process you can use and follow the exact systems and processes I'm doing today to actually fulfill for these clients. I'm going to be breaking down everything A to Z, from literally what you're supposed to say to them once you close them on the sales call, and then actually building them and giving them an onboarding funnel that they go through to completely automate almost all the basic fulfillment tasks you have to do within the first 7 days of your service delivery. And then of course, after that, showing how to make ads for your client and also set up the AI caller that they can keep and you can maintain for them and get paid for as the months go by. And then most importantly, setting the correct expectations for your clients so they not only love your service, but they also refer you to more of their friends that also you can take on as clients. I've spent over 2 years learning this exact process I'm going to be showing you in this video, so I hope you enjoy, and let's jump into it. Alrighty, so let's go into the basics of what we're going to be covering in this video so you make sure and you can assure that your AI agency clients, your clients, are going to be happy, fulfilled, and you do the correct service and you avoid all the mistakes I've made in my journey, as I've made a lot, and you guys can just essentially learn from me so you don't make the same mistakes I did, because I have lost tens, if not probably tens of thousands of dollars due to very simple mistakes that I'm going to just show you how to completely kill those chances of that happening in this video. So what are we going to be covering in order in this video to make sure your AI agency client fulfillment, you understand it, okay? This video is just, I'll preface this. This video is going to be good for anyone who maybe doesn't have clients to get an idea of how to do this, or someone who has a few clients and they're just trying to understand and better their processes behind their agency to make sure their fulfillment is better, because fulfillment is one of the most important metrics, because your LTV, lifetime value of clients, is what's going to determine the longevity of your business. So please understand that as you go through this video. Okay, number one, the sales call checklist. This is going to be the first thing we're going to cover, which is what happens when you close them on the sales call. What are you supposed to tell them, as this is extremely crucial. If you don't nail the right expectations and give them next steps right after this call, I would expect a message from them in a couple hours after closing them and taking payment and asking for a refund because they got cold feet. Okay, I've got them myself. I've gotten probably 30 grand worth of refunds back in my early days, literally because I didn't set the right expectations on this call. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's so simple if you just listen to the steps I'm going to give here. Number two, making an onboarding funnel. Okay, I don't know why more people don't do this. I don't really see anyone doing this in the agency game. This is going to completely automate your onboarding process almost A to Z. And this allows you to have to work essentially 90% less. You don't have to jump on multiple calls with them to get different access to different platforms because you forgot this platform on the first onboarding call. None of that. You're going to make sure and just make it official what they need to have done before that first call with you, which is right here in step 4. And you jump on this onboarding call with them and you have all the correct expectations for the coming days and months of working with them, right? Number 3 is the client intake form setup. Oh, and last thing I'll say when it comes to the onboarding funnel too, I'm going to be giving you guys my onboarding funnel that I use today. So you guys are just going to essentially be able to copy me and copy the funnel I use. So I'll show you that there. Number 3, this is also kind of a part of the onboarding funnel, which is the client intake form setup. So making them a form that collects all the information you need from them, and then making sure you have the right goals and expectations of working with them, right? It's something a lot of agencies don't get, is the right goals of what the client is looking for. Because without a direct, clear vision of goals of what your client really wants and not knowing that, you're not going to have a great service because you don't necessarily know exactly what they want and how much they want to spend to get what they want, right? So all that will be in there. Number 4 will be the onboarding call checklist. So this is going to be the first actual call you're going to have with them after they've completed these main key 2 steps. And this is to make sure, again, this is like the glue of this whole process. It's making sure you have access to all the platforms, Facebook Business Manager, the AI calling platform you use. All the stuff you need to fulfill your service is going to stem from this call here. And if you don't do it correctly, like I said, you're going to have clients that jump on multiple different onboarding calls with you and they're just confused. Okay, I've had a client once where I had 6 onboarding calls because they kept messing up what I was giving them. This is a long time ago, but it's, that person ended up refunding. So, you could probably get the idea of why, right? It's very obviously self-explanatory. Number 5, Facebook ad setup. Number 6, AI caller setup. And then last is next step. So with 5 and 6, Facebook ad setup and then the AI caller setup, this is just obviously maintaining and building the service delivery overall, what you're doing for your clients. And then number 7, of course, giving you guys next steps of what you need to know after setting all these things up, the first 1 through 6. And also just giving you guys some honest tips and, just ideas when you go through this whole process And you also just work with clients and just don't make the same mistakes I made. I'll just kind of give some wisdom on that end. So let's jump into it. So the first thing, number one, is the sales call checklist. What do we need to do the second we collect payment on call to make sure our client is happy and they understand what is the next steps? So number one is you're going to collect payment. Number two is you're going to give a timeline of the service delivery. Number three is you're going to book an onboarding call. And this is ideally, you want to do this as soon as possible. And then number four, you want to give them action items that you will be working on right before saying bye to them on this sales call, right? That you obviously close them on. So I'll kind of break down each one in depth. Obviously, number one, collect payment. I don't need to go too deep on that. You guys understand that. The second you collect payment, they're kind of officially a client, right? They've paid you. Number two, this is what you want to do ideally right after closing them. You want to give them a timeline of the service delivery, okay? This is extremely important. If you don't give them a timeline, they're going to be guessing. They're going to be like, well, is he doing this? Is he doing that? What's he doing for me? When is it being done? I want this set up as soon as possible, etc. And this is why I have a super kind of simple, I guess, like day-to-day time frame you can give them. And also this can be sped up depending on how you do this. So the first day you want to tell them, of course, send the onboarding funnel and book a onboarding call. So this is kind of just all on this call, the sales call you have with them. This is the first technically day of them being a client with you. The second they close on a call, you need to make sure they have the onboarding funnel link, which I'm going to help build with you guys on this call. And then they book the onboarding call, okay? And then again, it's kind of step three. Just make sure you book the onboarding call with them ideally as soon as possible. Quick tip here. I've had clients where my closer will close them at 9 a.m. and I'll jump on a call with them my team will, to onboard them at 4 p.m., right? Same exact day. We made sure it happened the same exact day. But in order to do this, you need to make sure they go through this onboarding funnel and they fill out all the steps. Because if you do it in the other way around, where you have the onboarding call before the actual, you give them all the steps through the onboarding funnel, it's going to create headache. You're going to have multiple onboarding calls, and you're not going to have access to the right things you need from them, and they're just going to be overall probably lost and annoyed. So keep that in mind. Okay, so book onboarding call as soon as possible. So ideally, just within the first 24 to 48 hours, it's kind of the rule of thumb I go for, because it gives them less time to get cold feet. It's like shortening that gap. And then number four, give them action items you'll be working on. So this, for example, could be you're going to be working on the basic ad framework setup and also getting the AI caller prompts ready, okay? That's what I tell them, and they know that's what I'm doing while they go through this onboarding funnel. Cool. So that is what we're going to be doing for them. That's step one. Just understand, once you collect payment on the call, give them a timeline, book that onboarding call, give them the onboarding funnel, and then give them the action items you're going to be working on with them while they go through that stuff. And then you're going to have that onboarding call. And of course, we'll get to there in this video. Cool. So that's number one. Number two, onboarding funnel. You keep mentioning this word, Carson. What does this mean? How do I do it? So go over to GoHighLevel. I've mentioned GoHighLevel a lot on my channel before. It's a CRM. You guys can build websites, automations, calendars, everything in. And I wouldn't even say there's a big learning curve. It's probably one of the easiest CRMs. I've been using them since before I even had clients in my agency, 2+ years. And it's one of the only subscription platforms I even pay for, or I've even paid for this long, maybe other than like my email or something. So they're really, really good. I'm going to have a link in the description below this video, as I've mentioned them a bunch on my channel before, but everything I'm going to be showing you here, I'm going to be giving to you guys for the certain people who actually sign up with my link below, and you'll get like a 30-day trial and stuff. So there's a bunch of benefits and perks you guys get. But this exact onboarding funnel I'm going to be showing you is what you get signing up with that link below. So check this out right here. I already built this all out for you. It's already pretty much templatized, but you guys get an idea of what actually is in here. So when you go over to the sites in GoHighLevel, and then you go over to this is what it's going to look like when you import my snapshot that you'll get with the link below, you're going to get a client onboarding funnel. Okay. So it's already kind of built for you. You just need to make it your own. So there's going to be 5 key steps in here. I'll kind of just show you guys each one real quick. Step 1, you're going to have them go through. So this is the link you're going to send to your client, right? So once they pay on the call, you've booked that onboarding call, you're going to send to them over the Zoom chat or whatever you're using, send to them the second they literally, you need to send this link to them before they jump off the call, or else you've messed up, or you'll have to follow up with email and give them this way. This is just a placeholder I just put here, but you guys see here, this funnel and this kind of setup is going to have 5 separate videos. So each step will have their own video with a certain goal in mind in each. So I'll quickly explain that in each, but I'll just show you guys how the funnel works. So you click next step, boom, this goes to step 2. Cool. Step 3, so once they've completed each video, they'll have a button at the bottom where they can do that. Step 4, they'll go straight to an onboarding funnel or like an intake form I kind of already built for you guys, etc. So I'll show you that more in depth in just a second. But step 1 is going to be expectations, okay? So you're going to have a video here that you're going to make, and you're going to put just inside this funnel. You guys can upload it to free platform called Wistia.com. So it's like a video hosting platform, and then you can have within GoHighLevel, if I show you guys, you can have GoHighLevel just take it in. But the point is here is this first step that they watch, and this is going to be the first video they watch, there's not necessarily any call to actions here. You just want to make an expectations video for them. Each video has their own different purpose. So if you go into the editor here, you can click on the video, and then you can change the YouTube or the video type to Wistia, or you could even upload like a YouTube video that's unlisted, etc. You know, you guys can figure out how to do all that. That's not that hard. But expectations is going to be step 1. Number 2 is going to be showing them how to connect their Facebook account to yours. So this is a completely automated, I guess, training that they have, so then they can go into their own Facebook account, make their own business manager if they haven't already, and then they'll give you admin access just with the email you're going to give below in the video. So then again, they go through this entire process, and you don't have to go through the hassle on call with them of setting up all the Facebook stuff. You already have a video that just does it for you. And this funnel you give to every single client you close, so it's scalable. This was one of the biggest bottlenecks I ran into when scaling my agency initially on my YouTube channel when I was probably about 17 years old. I scaled, I think, right around to 10K a month. And my systems were breaking because I kept having to do manual onboarding calls. And like those calls would take forever because there'd be so many things I had to go through. Well, this totally simplifies it. So you're going to have a video that's going to show them how to connect their Facebook and give you admin access to their account. So then you can run ads off their page and off their ad account, off their whole branding, right? That's kind of what you're doing with the service. Number 2 is going to be, or I guess number 3, is the CRM overview. So you want to give them a login to their own GoHighLevel sub account that they're going to get with working with you. So I make all of my clients GoHighLevel sub accounts within the $297 plan per month I recommend using with GoHighLevel. You get unlimited sub accounts. So you can make different little, this is like a sub account I'm in right here, where you're going to have all these features and settings. You make different sub accounts for each client you have, and it really organizes it so you're not all jumbled up. And you want to give them a login to it. Even if they don't use it much, they understand the platform they have access to, and that they're going to be essentially have all the leads in, and the whole service is going to be kind of glued together through GoHighLevel, right? Number 4 is going to be an intake form. So again, like I was showing you guys, I already made one here, but you guys can of course edit it, and I'll show you guys in a minute how to do that. But you do the very basics here. So first name, last name, phone, email. Of course, your client's going to just put all that. What is your business name? What state do you live in? What is the name of your city? What is your home address? Here's a key I do, guys. And I'll give you guys a quick little, I guess, tip here. So the reason you ask for a home address of your client is for one reason. The second, and again, I know this is going to be a little bit harder for you, some of you guys to digest, even if you're just closing your first, very small deal. But I send all of my clients gifts when they sign on, because the second it kind of gets almost like a personal relationship, like where it's like, wow, this guy's like not only helping me in my business, but he's also like sending me a gift and stuff. It makes it like I have personally seen dissatisfaction rate go down. And even if they're unhappy with your service, as some clients will be, you're never going to have a 100% satisfaction rate. The people will be much less likely to like rage over, your service, because you've kind of really shown them like respect and you've given this stuff to them. Like personally, what I've seen in my experience, I got taught this by a mentor of mine. Yeah, so you guys can find sites out there for super cheap. You can send chocolates or whatever. You can, maybe verify they're not like allergic to anything, but you can send quick little like $30, I guess gift food packages, and people really, really do like it, just from a lot of clients I've worked with. Explaining what you need our help with. So then again, this is super broad. This funnel, this form I give to you guys is pretty broad. Within GoHighLevel, you guys can always go into the forms builder, client intake form, and then just quickly edit it like so, okay? Again, this will be in the snapshot that you get with signing up with my link below, and it should have everything you need, like what I'm showing you right here. Okay. Now, intake form, that's there. So this is, again, you want to have a lot of information. Like you want to have more questions in here. I can't load this with a bunch of different questions just because it's going to change based on the industry and the clientele you're working with. So I also say like, please attach any brand logos and files we can use for marketing here, so then they can upload that like so. Okay. that's that. So if I go back over to this, there's only one last video, which is the next steps. And I'm going to kind of go into each one a little bit more in depth, but I don't want to make this process too long. So this last video will be just next steps. So this is step 5. This is giving them the next steps. Again, you guys are going to replace all your videos here. You're going to give them the next steps they need to know when working with you. So now that you have filled out all these forms, you're going to have our onboarding call with us here shortly, hopefully after you've finished all these steps. And then after that, blah, 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 they get XYZ. Okay. So that's really the entire kind of process A to Z. And I'll give you guys tips on each section now so you guys understand a little bit more about what I'm talking about. So in this video, since you're going to be making different videos for each of these steps, you want to have your face on them. Ideally, like, don't hide behind a camera. Like, have your face on these. Just do exactly kind of what I do in a lot of my videos where it's just my face. And you're just going to talk to the camera. You can always clip it up if you don't feel that confident with speaking on camera. As I remember when I started, I was not that great. Expectations. You want to nail a key points here home, right? So you want to say that it's going to take you 7 to 10 days to get everything set up once you have access to their accounts. Okay, there's exceptions for people who like just delay onboarding. I've had clients before that like take a really long time to give me access to things. And it's like, well, I couldn't have done this in the first 7 days because you didn't give me access until day 6, right? So like I had 1 day to prepare for all this. So you want to make the expectation clear, finish all these steps as soon as humanly possible. When you jump on our onboarding call that we're going to have hopefully right after you've completed these steps, ask me questions, any questions you have through these 5 steps. Write them down, and then you can ask me on the onboarding call about them. Expect once everything's connected, we're set up, we're good to go. 7 to 10 days, we're going to have everything live. So this is the AI caller, and this is going to be the ads. So we're going to be getting leads, and then eventually, obviously, booking these leads into your calendar. And what's cool about GoHighLevel is when you set up your own client sub account, you can obviously invite them as like a team member into the account, but you can also connect their calendar in here, and you can make a calendar for them. So you have to do this kind of either or just for the SynFlow kind of AI caller setup that I'm going to show you here. But there's a bunch of perks. Like GoHighLevel, when I tell you it's the best CRM I've used a lot of CRMs. I've spent a lot of money on CRMs, a lot. This is the best. And then as far as expectations go, I would really say just like other than giving them a 7 to 10 day thing, you can almost talk a little bit, like give them a couple minutes about your background, like, just like build that personal relationship with them as much as possible and try to just let their guard down and let them chill out a little bit, because you know how people are really, really anxious about things the second they pay and they're waiting to get results. You want to just make them feel like, okay, we made a smart purchase here, right? Or I made a good purchase here. So again, it's supposed to ease tension. It's supposed to make sure they understand they're in good hands. You make sure you nail the point home, like, we are going to be working, X amount of hours a day from Monday through Friday. Like, make sure you clarify, business hours. Make sure you clarify in this video how they can get a hold of you if they need to get a hold of you. Like, is it your phone number? Is it your, I guess, like if you're using Slack or something like that, which I'm going to give some advice here at the end of this video on how to communicate with clients, right? Show that all in this video because your clients need to know that. Step 2. You're going to put in a video here of connecting Facebook, okay? So I can show you guys really quickly right here. I'll just open up my own business manager and I'll show you guys how your client is going to give you access. So once you've gotten to your business portfolio here, I'm going to have to blur some things out. It's going to look like this. And if your client hasn't gotten here yet, there's 2 key things you need to understand when it comes to Facebook, because I get these questions all the time. Your client needs to have a personal Facebook account, okay? Because without a personal account, you can't have a business account. And most people, especially real estate agents, like roofers, just local businesses, and there's 40s, 30s plus, they have Facebook accounts, so it's not really something you have to worry about. But if they don't, make sure you clarify to them, you're gonna need to make a personal account. Once they have a personal Facebook account, they need to now make a business account. You can look up online, just create Facebook business account, okay? They're going to go through the process. They're going to make it all. And they need to make sure they get to this page, which is the settings page within their own business portfolio. This is what it's called, okay? Business portfolio. And once that's done, they need to add you into their account as you're going to be an admin, okay? And for a lot of clients, I've had to make the page for them just because their account was brand new. So I just literally got a picture of their face or their brand, and I just made a new page for them right here where my cursor is. I don't want to open this up because there's going to be a bunch of pages. Actually, I'll do it. So right here, you see it. This is actually the exact page I used in my challenge that I did on this channel. I did a 7-day challenge scaling an AI agency from 0 to I think it was 5. I made like $5,000 in my first 7 days of a brand new agency. Anyways, that's a different video, but you can see what the page looks like here. All I did was put a profile picture on it, and that's it. Okay, and you might have to do this for some of your clients that just don't have pages yet. I have to do it all the time. Ad accounts right here. If they don't have an ad account in here, which if it's a new account, they won't, you're gonna click add right here. You're gonna click create new ad account, and then you're gonna name it, and then you're gonna add it. Again, this is when you're in their account. So how do you get in their account? You're probably sitting here and asking. The first thing you need to do overall, like you don't need to mention pages to them, ad accounts to them, any of this stuff until they've done this thing. So when they go to their Facebook business portfolio, they're gonna click invite people. Okay. And they need to add in your email address that you have associated with your own agency business manager, business portfolio account. Okay, so your own Facebook, whatever email that is, you've logged onto it. Let's say it's carson@gmail.com. I don't own this email, but let's just say that's it. Okay, we're gonna click next. We're gonna go all the way down to full control, and we're gonna click everything. Your client needs to give you everything access. I have had clients where they give me temporary access, literally just use pages and ad accounts. But then there's all this hassle around. I try to make pixels for them. I don't have the access to do that. I try to take leads from that. Like, I've tried a lot of things. As long as you're doing your, a good, I guess, ethical work, which I hope all of you guys are, it's okay to have full access to their account because it's not like you're going to be doing anything wrong. But just keep in mind that when they give you access to this, you have literally access over everything. You can delete their own account if you wanted. So don't do that, all right? Unless they like specifically ask you to do that. But just know you need to be trusted, I guess, to do this. So ask for everything. It's going to create a lot less headache. It'll get you in full control. So then all the problems that do occur, you can just take it upon yourself. Then they're going to click next. Then they're going to give you access to, they don't even need to give you access. If they give you everything, they don't even have to go into anything here. They can literally just click next. And if I click next, I don't think it'll send anything. They'll just send invitation. Okay, so that's that. They don't have to attach any assets. If they've given you access to everything, then you're good. Okay. And then of course, once you've done that, once they sent that invite, you're going to go to your email account and you're going to do it. So my point in showing you guys this is here because you're going to be running ads for them off their own account, their page, everything is in this video. You need to show them how to do that. All right. Especially if you're working, I worked with real estate agents, right? They are not that tech savvy. So I had to go A to Z, actually how to set up a Facebook business account, how to do all that stuff, and how to give me access. So again, I recommend right here what I did in all my onboarding videos that I'm just not going to show you guys because they're super specific for my own stuff. You can put right here your email. So email to add, this is what I did. Email to add me. And then I would just put my email right here. So then right below the video, they could copy and paste my email address that they're going to add as an admin in their business portfolio. Okay. So that's the point of this video. Just get access to everything in their Facebook business account. And again, like I said, what's cool about this is you don't have to do all this hassle on call. If they have questions about this process and you have to help them, of course, help them. But the cool part is like they're going to give you access. They're going to go through all this probably headache if they have to set stuff up when they're not on call with you. They do it on their own time. Okay. You're doing other things. And this has saved me so much time, guys. I can't even put it to words. CRM overview is you're just going to show them, you're going to make their own sub account within GoHighLevel. I have a 5-hour course on my YouTube channel that shows all this stuff in depth. So I'm just not going to go crazy in depth on how to set up the basics on GoHighLevel here. But when you make their own sub account, like it looks like right here, you want to show them a quick little overview, a beginner's guide, as you could say, like literally like a dumbed down version of what GoHighLevel is, why you use it, and just like essentially what they're going to have access to and what the most important parts are for them to know. Okay. I see a lot of people go into way too much detail for their clients. And again, they don't care. All they care about is where are my leads? Where do I check my appointments? And how do I take my leads list that we've gotten from the ads and put them into my own CRM? Because I have a lot of clients that I work with that just don't use GoHighLevel. So I'm not going to go adjust for every single client I work with and adjust to their CRM. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go, that'd be so difficult. You're going to use your CRM. You make sure they know we use our CRM, but you can always take the leads list that we generate for you and take it into your own CRM and import it there. So just give them a quick dummy, beginner's guide overview into GoHighLevel, and then make sure they have a login that you can do just through adding them as a team member in the settings down here. Step 4 is an intake form. So I kind of already showed you guys this, and the quick little tip when it comes to sending them a gift, it's kind of an anti-refund, anti-even churn thing you guys can quickly do. And I recommend all of you guys do it. So I would also add in here more questions based on your niche and industry. So if I go over into forms builder, you guys will have this, this form right here when it comes to importing that snapshot with the link in the description. You guys can see right here, there's all this information. You can quickly click custom fields, add, and then you can do just more questions like this. Click single line. The field name could be what is your, let's say, what is your, let's say, what is your goal with working with us? That I worded it really bad, but I don't care. General information, cool. We'll click save, and then it should show up right here. And then you can just add it like so. Click on this, make it required, save. That's it. So that's all you can do, and then it should just totally automatically get updated within this form right here, okay? Because it's already set up. Step 5, next steps, all you're gonna do is just give them the intro on like, hey, all this stuff is done. If there's any questions you had throughout all these steps, make sure you bring them to the onboarding call we're gonna have, and that's pretty much it. So that's really when it comes to GoHighLevel, and this is the exact onboarding funnel you guys can use. It's pretty much already built out. All you have to do, if you're watching this, once you get the snapshot, is and it'll be sent to your email, is just change your logo at the top, and then of course just change the video, and then everything else is done. I've already kind of coded on the back end and set up all the steps, the forward to the next step, all that stuff, the buttons. So that's that. But the key important part, take this link here, and this is what you're going to send to them on that first call that you have with them. And this is going to be giving them, once you book the onboarding call, you're going to send them that onboarding funnel link. Okay, send it in the Zoom chat. I would send it to their phone number, and also send it to their email, just so they understand. Have this done within the next 24 hours if possible, right? That's what I tell all the people I work with. So that's that. So this is totally systematizing and automating your onboarding process, and yeah. So that is the onboarding funnel. That is the intake form. Let's talk about the onboarding call checklist. All right. So what do we need to accomplish when we jump on this call with them? So I don't really need to go into some like crazy kind of like write this all out, but the key points is here is you're just kind of making sure all this is good. Like if all this is good, you have what you need to go ahead and go do your stuff, right? And go do your service. The only thing that you might not have is access to their, depending on whatever AI caller they use. So I'm going to be going into SynFlow a lot in this video here, probably just showing you guys how to connect it to everything, since I get a lot of questions about that. But the key points is if they're using SynFlow, you know, they need to give you access and give you their login to their SynFlow account so you can go build your agents. Same thing if it would be Vappy or Retail or any other AI calling platform out there. I talk a lot about SynFlow on my channel. For a lot of the mastermind members that I have, and I have my own mastermind, I work with a lot of people and I talk with agency owners on a daily basis on what's working well for them. We've been adopting Vappy a lot, but it's just a lot more, I guess, higher tech, and we brought in our own developer we give to the mastermind members. So, you know, if you're beginners, I'd really just recommend you use SynFlow. It's pretty good, and I'll show you guys again how to use that here in this video. But on the call, really just make sure you have access to their Facebook. You have full admin access to their Facebook account. They are in GoHighLevel, so you added them in as a user. All you have to do is quickly go into settings and to their own sub account that you made for them, and you just quickly click like employees or team members, and then just add in their own email address, and they'll have a login in their inbox. Simple. And you can even customize the roles and access to what they can see inside of HighLevel or GoHighLevel. So that's that. Make sure they have access to GoHighLevel, and then make sure they have you know, the login or whatever sent to you for the AI calling platform. Make sure they have finished the intake form on all the questions you need from them to go out and go do your advertising. Like ask them, like a lot of questions I asked a lot of the real estate agents I worked with was, do you have any regulations with your brokerage? Because a lot of real estate agents, for people that don't know, their brokerage has a lot of restrictions around advertising use that they can do. So for me, I had to be super careful about what homes I showed in my ads, because if I showed the wrong home, my agent could get sued. So there's a lot of just legal things I had to be careful on, and I asked throughout this form, and that's extremely, extremely important. So just keep that in mind. It depends on your industry, you know, so I can only go so far in depth in that. And then I would say last thing is just the last thing you're going to do when you jump off this onboarding call with them and you have all the access to GoHighLevel, Facebook, and the AI caller, and then they've also completed this intake form, Those 4 things, once those are done, you want to set up bi-weekly check-in calls, okay? Depending on how long your service is, I recommend bi-weekly check-in calls. I've tried monthly. I've tried every single week. I've tried a lot of things with clients. The best data I've gotten, the best results, and just the least amount of headache is bi-weekly, twice a month. Okay, twice a month you do check-ins with them, and then make sure you solidify the communication platform you're going to be using with them. I recommend, I really do, this right here, this exact kind of like snapshot and this everything you guys are getting within the GoHighLevel snapshot that I give you guys, within your own account, within your sub account, you're gonna have a phone number for yourself that you're gonna use to, of course, send text reminders and all the other stuff I give to you guys and I cover in that 5-hour course, like appointment reminders and all this stuff. I would recommend you literally just communicate with your clients in your sub account. That's what I did. I gave them my phone number, my GoHighLevel phone number, because everyone has GoHighLevel phone numbers in here. And then you just use the conversations tab, and that's how you keep a tab of all your clients, and you can star them as like texts and stuff. So that's what I recommend doing. I don't know if I have any like messages in here, but you can see here, it's pretty much really, really simple like that. So you can see like if you want to like star clients, you can click star right here. And then there's like going to be a tab right here where you can just have a line of all the communication with your clients' phone numbers. I'd recommend you guys do that. It's super, super simple. And that's what I did a lot of my communication on before I moved a lot more into Discord and Slack. And that's just depending on who you're working with. If you're working with real estate agents, I recommend you to go just communicate over phone number. Same thing with roofers, etc. So that's that. Now, when it comes to the actual Facebook ad setup, so once we've gotten these 4 things done, so we've gotten the sales call checklist, good, they've been closed. Number 2, we've got that onboarding funnel. They already went through, you sent it to them, it's already been built out. You've copied kind of the structure and format to what I use on this call. Great, or on this video, I don't know why I said call. And then they've completed the intake form, and then they also have completed the call checklist. Then all that's left after the onboarding call is making sure you do your job. So the last thing you're going to see on this onboarding call is, like I said, give me 7 to 10 days. I'm going to get this all set up and we're going to have it launched and ready to go. I try to have all this up for my clients in 3 days. Personally, that's the goal I have for all the clients we work with. I want it in 3 days, everything to be totally set up for them and good to go. I think anything longer than that is just unnecessary, and realistically, you could have done it faster, especially since you have access to everything you need from them. So when it comes to Facebook ads setup, I'm going to show you guys here in this video how I would set up ads for clients of mine. Now again, this is super, super subjective, so I can't go into crazy detail on what is working for your industry. There's a tool out there called Facebook Ads Library. I'm going to just show you guys this right now. If I show you Facebook Ads Library, search Meta Ad Library, you can literally go in here and you can search up all of your competitors. So let's say real estate agents, for example. Let's look up Ryan Serhant. And I know he's kind of more of like a guru, so I don't know if he's like the best person to look at. Really, no ads live. Interesting. But I'll show you guys like Apple, for example, right? So if I show you here, Apple TV, I can see all of the public ads out there that Apple has. And here's the trick you're going to use. Ads is something, this is something I've really, really realized with a lot of the mastermind members I work with in my mastermind, and the people who are getting the best results with their clients. They're just taking what people are already doing. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel when it comes to client fulfillment ads. And client fulfillment ads can be so, so simple. I have shown you guys, and I'll just show you guys here. I'll show you guys my Canva. This is the sales call I used. This is the sales call presentation I used in my 7-day challenge on my channel of starting an AI agency from zero. To see right here, this is the ad right here on the right that a real estate agent of mine closed 3 deals from. And if you guys understand how big real estate, she lived in California. If you guys want to understand how big these deals were, they were multi-million-dollar homes, 3 of them from this ad on the right. You know how simple this looks? Like, this is not rocket science. And you guys know how I came to this conclusion to make this ad for her. I literally went to the ads library and I started looking up her biggest competitors in the area. And you can scroll down to when ads were launched. So for example, Apple, right? Like this has all been launched June 2025. If I go even lower, maybe this is all they have. You can see started June 9, 2025, platform on Instagram. This ad right here, this is the headline, this is the copy, this is all this stuff. If it's been live for over a month at this point, it's pretty safe to say that it's working, okay? And like that's how you can judge if campaigns are doing well or not. I'm trying to think if there's any like companies I can like think of off the top of my head, but like I'm sure like Apple in general, they've so many ads live. But The ads library, you can use this tool super well because the longer, that's my point here, the longer, like this is back in May, the longer these ads have been live, the more likely it is that they are performing. Because if they weren't, why would they still be active? You guys can see active, so still live. So you guys find competitors of certain people, like similar to your clients that you work with, figure out the offers, the kind of images, the videos, whatever they use on their campaigns, and then replicate it. Make it your own. Make it your client's own, right? Don't like rip it word for word. That's not cool. But then you're going to go to the ads library, and then you're going to create campaign. You're going to click leads, continue, and then you guys can do kind of the basic campaign setup that I talk about in all my other videos. But I like ad set budget optimization more, so this keeps the ad set budget here. And then you go down, like if you do need to use categories, by the way, if you're in certain categories. So for me, real estate, I had to use housing. If you're employment, financial products or services, or social issues, politics, whatever, make sure you declare this category here. Then I always like to set up 2 ad sets. So I'm going to set that up in a minute. So ad set number 2. And then you're going to, depending on which you want to send people to, if you want to send people to a website and get leads for your clients that way, you can do that. Personally, for a lot of the clients I worked with, I used what's called instant forms. So you make your own form within Facebook that I'm sure you guys have seen before. If you click on an ad, you guys immediately are prompted with a form. And that stuff is super, super powerful because you get a lot more lead volume. But if for your clients, you're strictly only looking for quality, I would go the website and funnel route. So you send all the traffic to a funnel. Very similar to actually the onboarding funnel I showed you, except it's going to actually be a real sales funnel. So this is the one I give out in my 5-hour course to all you guys that sign up with that link. This is a funnel you guys can use for yourself. If you're running ads for your own agency, your own AI agency, you can literally use this exact template and it's a funnel, right? So this whole process here, you're going to send traffic from ads to, and then they're going to go through a survey page. Then they're going to book a call with you, and then they're going to have a thank you page where they watch some videos and a pre-call page. Okay. Again, this isn't client fulfillment related, but that is a funnel, right? That is the overall funnel process, and you guys can kind of just replicate what I give you guys, even for your clients, if that's your goal. So if I go back over here, let's say we're going to use instant forms like so. Daily budget totally depends on what you want to spend ad-wise per day budget for your client. Some clients will say, hey, I can't spend more than $20 a day. Other clients are going to be like, hey, I want to spend at least $2,000 a day. I know a guy, good friend of mine, he spends $3 million a month on ads. Okay. So very, relative, I guess, for who you work with on what the daily budget is going to be. Just get a daily budget. And what I like to do, if it's under, let's say $100 a day, is I like to split it up between 2 ad sets, and you split up the budget this way so it equally distributes in Facebook and gets dispersed. So you make sure you're doing accurate testing. Okay. I don't want to make this an entire ads masterclass, but let's say your budget is $40 a day. You're going to have this ad set. I don't know why I named this number 2. You're going to have this ad set at $20 a day, and then you're going to make another one at $20 a day, which I'll kind of show you guys how to do here. Audience, you can kind of just preface this how you want. I like broad, so just make sure you're actually the country or whatever you're trying to target. If it's a city, make sure that's included in here so you don't advertise the entire US if you're only trying to hit people in Seattle. Placements, I use Advantage, and honestly, all this stuff I don't really touch. I just make sure budget's good and then the location is good. That's it. Now, when it comes to the ad itself, this is where I can't tell you guys how to do this. You guys are going to do some research for yourself and for your clients to find out what's working and what you guys think would work. This, for example, worked super, super well with real estate agents. I found homes in the area that the realtor I was working with had listings on, and I just took pictures of them. I took a picture of the outside, 2 pictures of the outside, and then 2 pictures of the inside, and it printed money. All right. So sometimes looking for homes that, like, for example, I didn't look for the biggest mansions in the world. I just looked for what would someone on Facebook actually, want to buy if they're scrolling Facebook all day. Odds are they don't have $1 billion, maybe they could, but play with your marketing brain there a little bit, and you'll be fine. Facebook always gives you these crazy warning messages and all this stuff. Create an instant form. I'll show you guys how to do that in a second, but anyways, my point is when it comes to creating your creative, I always turn multi-advertisers off. If you scroll down to, let's see, set up creative, you're going to choose image ad, video ad, and then this is where you're going to get creative based on whatever you found in the ads library. Whatever you want to make for your client, go ahead and go do. And then, of course, if you're using an instant form, you can create form, You can make an intro for it. You can make questions for it. So ask some quick questions inside the form itself to get lead info for your clients. And then you'll have a quick little privacy policy, whatever here, and then an ending. So thanks, you're all set. And then you can have action go to a URL, and then you can make the URL literally a link to book a call with your client. Okay. This you can actually get within GoHighLevel within their settings there. So again, I don't want to make this an entire ads masterclass. I have a 5-hour video on my channel there for all this stuff. So, feel free to go check that out when it comes to running ads, but you guys get the point. This is how I set stuff up for clients. And this is the very basic fundamental way I find winning ads. I don't try and reinvent the wheel. I've seen the best results if you want to be the most efficient with your money and also your client's money, whether you're running ads for yourself or you're running ads for your client. Find things that already work, find offers, find creatives, find videos that already work, and then just rip them. Okay, rip them, but then put a spin on it. Make it your own. Make it unique to yourself. Don't just copy word for word. Like I said, I've seen people copy word for word. It doesn't work as well as kind of putting your own spin on it and improving it. Because if you copy it word for word, realistically, you're never going to get better results than that person that already is running ads. And if you want to beat them, you need to make and have your own twist to it. But you're going to guarantee yourself at least better results than if you're trying to just totally shoot in the dark with a new creative. Okay. So that is the ad setup I use. Now, when it comes to SimFlow, again, ad setup, you can say this could take a day or two, not long at all. When it comes to the AI caller setup, so this is more of SimFlow, I'll show you guys how I actually connect SimFlow and how I do all this stuff within GoHighLevel, so you understand a little bit about how you can do this as well and how you can just set up the AI caller for your client so it can book the appointments, all the stuff, and then they can keep this longer than even with you working with them, right? That's the whole point of this kind of AI agency offer. You charge a lot up front and you give them a system that works. It's super, super important. So when it comes to SimFlow, you guys can just quickly start off. I see people start with a crazy plans where they start with like $350 a month. Just start with the $29 a month for your clients. I really do recommend it. Once you've crossed 50 minutes, of course, you're going to have to pay more, or you can use another tool out there called Vappy, which is just a little bit more advanced. So if I show you guys like Vappy here, this is more for developers, very honestly. Like even sometimes I get confused in here. A lot of the guys in the mastermind that I work with, they are using Vappy, and they also use another tool called Retail. But Retail doesn't have a direct GoHighLevel integration with their calendar feature. Okay, that's the key part we look for with these AI callers is can we directly integrate the AI caller to our GoHighLevel calendar for our clients and also for ourselves, so we can use it without all these crazy N8N, Zapier automations. All right. And Vappy and SimFlow both have them, okay? And that's why we use them. So I'm going to quickly just log in here. You guys can just watch how I do this, and I guess I'll quickly just skip to when I'm logged in. All right, so once you've actually subscribed to SimFlow and you have your account that should look like this, we can quickly make an agent. We're going to create a knowledge base. We're going to connect it to GoHighLevel, and then I'm going to show you guys the automation you can set up for your clients to make sure it's all good to go. So let's quickly start with that. First thing I just always do, start from scratch. Choose your actual agent objectives. So a lot of this is just going to be outbound. So this is agents that call these new leads that you get from ads that opt in. And the whole goal is, of course, to book them into an appointment, which we will do right here. So let's go to configure first. We can just enable this Carson testing, right? Image doesn't matter. You don't have to do that. I always have this on version 2.0. GPT 4.0, in my opinion, is the best. I've tried 4.1, 4.1 mini, SimFlow. I think 4.0 is just honestly the best. Change your time zone. So I am not in Europe. I would be, let me see, US Pacific. That is my time zone. So make this your time zone. Create a knowledge base, which we're going to do in a minute. Custom vocabulary. So this is, you don't really have to worry about this too much. I do use filter words. So this could be, for example, so like entering in words that just you don't want the agent to say because it would sound weird. So like nah, just words like that. You can make that for your client. And then that's kind of the basic setup. Now, if we go to the prompt, let's quickly, this is actually going to be the prompt of the agent itself. So let's quickly do ask Copilot. Call objectives is going to be booking appointments. You can also set up agents to sending follow-up texts, appointment reminders. There's a bunch of things you guys can do. And this is why AI callers, in my opinion, is going to totally change the whole agency game, the whole honestly phone calling game in the next few years, if we really think about it. Front desks, we're not going to need those. Drive-throughs, we're not going to need humans to work the drive-throughs at fast food. It's all going to be AI. It's just a matter of time. So we could just quickly say booking appointments here. We don't necessarily need to say qualifying leads. We're going to say basic company info. So let's say I run a real estate marketing agency, and then target audience, real estate agents, let's say. Again, this is more for like B2B I'm talking here. So actually, no, I'm going to make this more for B2C because this is kind of like a client fulfillment video. So let's say I am a real estate agent. Target audience, home buyers and home sellers. Objection handling, you can do all that here. This is optional. I'm just not going to do that for this video. We'll quickly click generate prompt. We'll let it do its thing, and then we'll check back in once this is done. Okay, so this is what it gave me. So you can see right here, background information, primary goals, company information, script flow, section 1. This is kind of like the actual greeting. Section 2, identifying needs. Section 3, actually the appointment scheduling. So this is going to be where it really schedules the appointment. Section 4, providing value proposition. And then section 5 is objection handling or closing if that's needed. And this is just additional rules and notes you can add. So go through this entire thing based on your client's needs or just the needs you're wanting to put in this agent. Make sure you have it in here as the prompt is super, super important. We'll quickly click insert, and it should done right there. Greeting message, you can put hey there, but you can also, I'll show you guys, for example, you guys can do, you can add variables. So you can do first underscore name, like so, like that. So boom, now this is a variable, so you can copy it like so. Click save prompt, and that's how you're gonna put in first name, etc. Right? So save, done, cool. That's good there. Now let's jump over to actions and let's click add action. Let's click custom action. And we need to actually, the first thing we need to do is we need to add GoHighLevel as an integration. So if we go over here, we're going to click third parties, then GoHighLevel, import your sub accounts. We're going to click install app or just connect your sub account like so. And I'm going to quickly log in. Okay, and then I'm just going to quickly install confirmation like this. So it should be prompted here once you connect it to your GoHighLevel account. You're going to click next, and then you're going to choose, I'll have to blur this out, choose the actual sub account you want. So the sub account I was showing is this one. So boom. Okay, and you'll just connect your client's sub account right there, for example. And then if I, good, here, so authorize, this is by me, cool. So GoHighLevel is now connected. Now, if we go back over to what I was actually trying to show here, which is the agents themselves, we can go over to actions, and then we can do real-time booking like so, GoHighLevel, and then we can choose the actual calendar because it syncs within our GoHighLevel. So for example, if I show you guys here in high level, the actual calendars I have set up in here, there's these two calendars. So your client is going to have your own calendar. You make this for them within setting up their whole process and everything. If this will load, I'll show you the two calendars I have. But essentially, this is where you're just going to connect it right here. You can have, if your client's name is Jenny, you can just have Jenny's calendar, and you make that like right here as so, new calendar, and then it will show up and link right inside here. So let's say it's just the intro calendar like so. We'll click next. Cool. Make sure the time zone is correct. So Pacific, initial booking date. So this is when it's going to actually start booking appointments under your calendar when the agent is essentially live and what's good to book. Dates for offering, appointment slots per day, hours between slots. You can edit this based on your own situation. Automatically confirm. I always have this on. Click save. And then last thing we need to do, or two things we need to do, we need to, after this booking is set up, we need to go back over to agents. Go into here, make sure everything looks good in here. This is your dashboard, by the way, so you're going to be able to see the calls, minutes used, average call duration, total actions, analytics, just everything you need to know for your agent. Go over to configure, make sure this all looks good from what we set up. Voice, make sure this looks good as well. You can also change the actual voice of your agent, so it'll play.
Hey there, first name.
Hey there, first name.
Hey there, first name.
Cool. So you can change the pretty much the voice based on what you want. I recommend you do female voices. I just think it sounds better. I think the male voices still sound a little bit too robotic. That's my personal opinion. You can adjust the patience level, stability, all these things if you want to get super technical. Call configuration, all this type of stuff. So like idle time, before, if I guess the way this is set up and the way I've seen it set up a lot before, if there's 15 seconds that there's no talking on the other line, it'll just hang up so you don't use up time with SynFlow and etc. So you can set up all there. That's pretty much good to go. Make sure prompt looks good. Actions, we have during the call, we'll have add action, real-time booking, GHL booking, add action, done, cool. And then deployment, this is where we're actually going to deploy. We're going to connect our phone number. So I'll show you guys that there in a minute. And then if I go to calls, this is where you can actually see like recordings and stuff. So that's that. And the main key thing I want to connect here is the knowledge base. So if you click get started, so this is going to be an entire knowledge base you're going to build for your client, giving all the information the agent needs to know in the back of their mind while this is all built out. So let's say this is realtor knowledge base. When we search this agent, when should the agent search this knowledge base? When questions are asked, okay, like etc. Click create, and then you can upload a whole PDF doc if you have a bunch of questions listed on a doc. So if you want to go to ChatGPT and literally just give it your real estate agents or your client's website and just say, hey, give me the whole, I guess, rundown of this person's business, this is the easiest way to do this. But if you can't do that, you can just click blank document, and you can just manually add a bunch of different kind of like different questions and errors. It's like a Q&A almost, so then it's all good to go. And then you're going to connect this knowledge base. If I go over to agents again, connect this, configure, you're going to go to let's see, where was it, knowledge base, boom, realtor knowledge base, save. So now this agent will have in the back of their, I guess the back of its head, just a bunch of information on obviously your client's business or your business, whoever's running this AI agent, and then it's good to go. Now the last thing it really needs to be set up is connecting the phone numbers. So if I go up here, click assign number, there's a couple things you can do. You can connect Twilio, or you can actually connect to GoHighLevel. So if I show you guys like this, when it comes here, active numbers, you can new phone number, you can buy a number just within SynFlow, or you can import it through like Twilio, for example. Twilio, I've seen a lot of people do, and it works well. And that again just comes back down to the integrations right here, Twilio. So you can make a Twilio account, you can buy a phone number on there, connect it to here. I think this is kind of the best and easiest way to do it. And then it'll actually show up in here. And then once that has shown up, you're going to quickly just make sure your agent is going off this number. So when you click deployment, you're going to select the number you imported, of course, and then that's pretty much it. And then it's pretty much ready to rock and roll. And you can even test your agent right here and call it itself. So that's the exact process, pretty much A to Z, how you set up SynFlow bots. Now, when it comes to actually like more of the specifics, so if I go into like making an automation, so every time a lead opts in, there is a call that is sent. I'll show you guys what that looks like right here. So this is a trigger right here where it's like Facebook lead form. You've connected that here. Again, this is really my 5-hour course, so I'm going to leave some of this stuff for that because it's just super, super in depth. You can go to here, right here, and then you can add in your model number. You can add in the API key, again, from SynFlow, and all this stuff, because this now shows up as a trigger when you click this right here. If you scroll down to the bottom, like so, boom, SynFlow.ai, make a phone call all the way down here. So that's how you do that. That is how you can connect SynFlow, and you're pretty much good to go. So that's SynFlow right there. Now, next steps, honestly, for this whole client fulfillment process is, the last advice I'd give for this video is try to understand that when it comes to fulfillment, your LTV matters so much. And I know I said this at the start of this video, which is the lifetime value of your clients. So when you work with clients, use them almost for the first few clients, use them as test subjects in a sense of like, you're going to work as hard as you can to get the best results for them as possible. But if things go wrong, write it down. Okay. Oh, this process wasn't as good. Let's improve on that next time. Or the ads we could have made way better. Let's, note on this next time. Try to use it as data, because the whole reason companies are as successful as they are today, the best companies, is strictly due to them having so much data on their product or service that they understand that it works, okay? And they understand where the pitfalls are so they can fix it. And that's the same thing when it comes to client fulfillment. And if you can take this perspective of your first few clients are going to be a lot of just testing and going to be just seeing what works, as No service-based business has a 100% satisfaction rate. Understand that. I struggle with that a lot because I had a lot of clients at the start who were super happy, and then I had one client who's just really unhappy, and that's a part of the game. Okay, understand this is a part of the process. There's no 100% guarantee everyone's gonna love your stuff. So take that part in, and then just follow these steps. Follow my 5-hour course that I also have on my channel as well, and use what I give you guys. Right, like all these resources here, these funnels, these automations, these calendars, everything I give you guys. This has taken me so long to build out. Like, you guys don't understand how much money I've put behind it to test these funnels, to make sure they work. Obviously the funnels, how to figure this stuff out. It's been a massive process, okay? And if you can take one thing really from this video, it's that find people, for example, I could be one of them, that are doing what you want to do and learn from them, okay? And stick with one person. There's a lot of different business models out there on YouTube. If you get yourself distracted, you're never going to be focused on one thing, and you're never going to get anywhere. I started with SMMA, and I stuck with the agency model all the way up to today. Okay, and I think AI is taking over, and AI over the next few years is going to be absolutely massive. And if you're watching this with the whole AI agency model that we talk about, you're early. All right. So understand that, and understand, hopefully you got some value from this video and everything made sense. If you have any questions for me, feel free, leave them in the comments below, as I will answer comments. I answer every single comment that people comment on my YouTube channel. Also have a link for that GoHighLevel. You can sign up to that, get that snapshot I was talking about, get 30 days for free, so you don't even have to pay. And then as well as my Instagram, and then also my mastermind community that you can apply for there. And yeah, that being said, guys, this has been the the client fulfillment process, and the guide that's taken me a long time to build. And like I said, questions, feel free, leave them in the comments below. So guys, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.